So I've been racking my brain. I think I'll try a Red Steagall poem called Born to This Land. I kicked up the hidden mesquite roots and rocks in a place where I lay out my bed, and I'm lying here looking at a sky full of stars with my hands folded under my head. Tonight there's a terrible pain in my heart, like a knife. It cuts jagged and deep. This evening the windmiller brought me the word that my granddaddy died in his sleep. Well, I saddled my gray horse and rode out to this hill where when I was a child of 9, my granddaddy said to me, "Son, this is ours, yours, your daddy's, and mine." He said my granddaddy settled here after the war. That new tank's where his house used to be. He wanted to cowboy and live in the West. Came to Texas from East Tennessee. Well, the longhorns were wild as a deer in those breaks, and with a long rope he caught him a few. And with the money he made, he bought up this ranch. He bought him some cows and proved up this homestead for you. He said, Mike, I lost it. Said the railroad got closer. They bought up more land. I'm going to abandon that one. I'll go to one that was written by Stephen Vincent Benet. It's called The Ballad of William Sycamore. My father, he was a mountaineer. His fist was a mighty hammer. He was quick on his feet like a running deer, and he spoke with a Yankee stammer. My mother, she was merry and brave, and so she came to her labor with tall green fir for her doctor grave and a stream for her comforting neighbor. And some are wrapped in linen fine, and some like a godling sign, but I was cradled on twigs of pine and the skin of a mountain lion. And some remember a white starched lap and a ewer with silver handles, but I remember a coonskin cap and the smell of bayberry candles and the cabin walls with logs still rough. And, geez, the cabin walls was still rough, and a mother that laughed at trifles. Tall, lank visitors, brown as snuff, with long, straight squirrel rifles. And I could hear their dance like a foggy song in the deepest one of my slumbers, with my father and the fiddle scooting their boots along, and my father calling the numbers. And their quick feet pounding the puncheon floor, and the fiddle squealing and squealing, till the dried herbs rattled above the door and the dust rose up to the ceiling. Some children are lucky from dawn to dusk, but never a child so lucky, for I cut my teeth on the money musk in the bloody ground of Kentucky. When I grew as tall as the Indian corn, my father had little to lend me, but he gave me his great old powder horn and his woodsman's skill to befriend me. With a leather shirt to cover my back, and my red-skin nose to unravel the forest sign, I carried my pack as far as a scout could travel, till I lost my boyhood and found my wife, a girl like a Salem clipper. A woman as straight as a hunting knife, with eyes as bright as a dipper. And we cleared our camp where the buffalo feed. Unheard of streams were our flagons, and we sowed our sons like apple seeds on the trail of the western wagons. They were right tight boys, neither sulky or slow, a fruitful, a goodly number. The eldest fell at the Alamo, the youngest died with custard. The letter that told it burned my hand, but we smiled and said, so be it. But I could not live when they fenced the land, for it broke my heart just to see it. I saddled a red unbroken colt and rode him out in the day there, and he threw me down like a thunderbolt and rolled on me as I lay there. The hunter's whistle hummed in my ears as the city men tried to move me, and I died in my boots like a pioneer with the whole wide sky above me. Now I lie in the heart of the fat black soil, like the seed of a prairie thistle. It has anointed my bones with honey and oil and cleaned them as slick as a whistle. And my youth returned like the rains of spring, and my sons like wild geese flying. And I lie here and hear the meadowlarks sing, and there's much content in my dying. So go play with your towns that you built out of blocks, the town where you would have found me, for I lie in the earth like a tired old fox, and my buffalo have found me. Stephen Vincent Benet. Wow.